Are we live yet? It says we're live. So we're going to go live. I want you to notice a few things. First and foremost, here. Oh, yes. We're going to talk about the Maryland Forward Party. We're going to talk about the Forward Party in general. Second, look there, and you can visit the link to the Maryland Forward Party. We're going to talk about this real quick. In short, I've noticed an uptick in political apprehension, dissension, and apathy around people who really just want the world to be a better place. Here in the Forward Party, we say stuff like, there is more that unites us than divides us. We say, not left, not right, but forward. In our country, we are faced with an existential threat. Our political system no longer is responsive to the needs of the people, the wants of the people, the desires of the people, and it's functioning on its own accord. Basically, it's on its own OFP. In the Marine Corps, we would say that's your own effing program rather than the program of the rest of us. This is because the political parties have been taken over by monetary gain and monetary elites. Those who are close to the power are also those who have the most wealth. We have billionaires and millionaires responsible for the country, and they're making things better for billionaires and millionaires rather than people like us. And the reason why this is happening is because the left and the right have divided us so contrastly that those on the right can't agree more with those on the left, can't agree at all with those on the left because they're so far to the right and the left is so far to the left. But that leaves a lot of us that are right in the middle that agree with some Republican policies, some Democrat policies, some Libertarian policies, some Green Party policies. But at the end of the day, there is nobody that was responsive or responsible or accountable to the American people. And this is a problem for us. So just earlier today, I had a friend of mine who's on Facebook. He's another veteran. He was going off on exactly what the problems are. He had a 9-minute video where he was describing it, and all of us can describe it at this point. We all know what's going on. We see it with our hands and with our eyes, and we can see it. So this video is an attempt to say, hey, just because you can't trust the Republicans and the Republicans are doing things that you may not agree, even if you are Republican, and just because you can't trust what the Democrats are doing, even though some of the things that you agree with the Democrats, you just can't get with it because some of it is not good, right? And it seems like both parties have the same agenda, which is to cripple you. One party says, you're not good enough, let us give you more, but we need more power, and they cripple you. And the other party says, we've given you enough, now move to the side. We have a country to run, and they're not recognizing the devastation that they're causing in the wake of those changes. So what is the solution? The solution is political moving, political activism, and political change. It is changing the direction of our country by changing the political affiliation and alignments that we all face. There is more that unites us than divides us, so shouldn't we come together and form a quorum to talk about the problems that we all see and the potential solutions, or at least some of the actions that we could take? That's what we're here to talk about today, the Maryland Forward Party. Let me show you something real quick. This is the Maryland, let me publish it first. It's not popping up the way I wanted it to. Give me 1 second. Here we go. This is the Maryland Forward Party's website. When you go to it, it'll look like this. On Maryland Forward Party, you'll have representation for brown folks, white folks, and every other folks in between. We have affiliate candidates and that are associated with the Democrats or unaffiliated with any political party that we support. And we are working our way towards becoming an official party, making official legislative moves and other such things. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this website with you is because if you are in Frederick, Maryland, or any other county in the state of Maryland, we need you. First, in every county, we want to spread the Maryland Forward Party. Second, for those counties that we're already in, such as Frederick County and Anne Arundel County and many others, including PG County, we need help organizing. So I'm reaching out to you guys because, one, I need you guys to understand that without coming together to affect change, change will not happen. And we need people that care, and we need people who can communicate. We need people who are willing to go out and talk to their neighbors and to their friends and to organize. The times of writing your congressman is not going to do anything, or your senator or your local politician. There's not a whole lot that they can do given the current state of our reality, but there is a lot we can do to prepare for a new reality. And that's why I'm showing you the Maryland Forward Party. Next up, we have a meet and greet coming up this Saturday, March 29th at 3 o'clock at a local home. I want you to go to this website here, that particular website right here. Okay, I want you to go to this website, and I want you to register, and I want you to come to the party. I want you to listen to many of the members that we're having come out and talk about why they're a part of the Forward Party, and to talk about what we're planning on doing with the Forward Party, as well as the type of candidates we support for the Forward Party. Now, the Forward Party, when you look into it, you might say, oh, I don't agree with this person's politics, and so therefore I'm not part of the Forward Party. No. Forward Party is for people with different ideas, different views, who want to come together to actually solve problems. It means that we want to have more transparency in our government. We want to have more ability to be able to say what is happening and have those politicians accountable to us. If you go to the About Forward, you will see that there is some blurbs in here that talks about more that unites us than divide us. And we also have a lot here about why this is a new kind of party. I think you should take a look at those things as well. If you want to understand what we value in our principles, take a look at that as well. We believe in 3 core principles of free people, thriving communities, and a vibrant democracy. And we plan on doing that by having diverse thinking, by having a bottom-up approach instead of top-down, which we're getting from Trump right now. Some of you agree, some of you don't. But at the end of the day, we need a bottom-up approach to really, truly affect change in our local communities. We want more listening, less talking, working together, not against each other, and have grace and tolerance. Now, that's not it. Like, there's a lot more that you can go in here and see our organizational platform, but you will see that our platform is a non-platform. We're not going to talk about hot button issues like abortion rights or things like that, because these aren't the problems that we're having in our country. We have a fundamental problem with our country where we have people who are utilizing our personal needs and desires against us to divide us and to conquer us. And we are being controlled and manipulated by people who don't have your best interests at heart. But maybe taking abortion. Let's take abortion as an issue. You might have a close personal friend who agrees with abortion, and you might disagree with abortion, but that doesn't stop you from being friends. It just means that you have a disagreement. And that disagreement's okay, because as long as we understand what the problem is, and as long as we understand what the role of government is, we can come to an agreement about what each of us individually or inside of communities or as a whole nation or state of people, how we should take action and figure out the directions. I specifically want you to check out these principles for rules of conduct, because this right here will highlight some of the things that we find, or the things that we find most pressing, most important for those who are governing and those who are leading and those who are representing us. So please check that out. Now, I want to go back to, one second. I want to go back to talking a little bit about why I joined the Maryland Forward Party. Back in the day, 2016, I ran for Congress, and I was attempting to run as an independent. The reason why I was running for Congress is I wanted an opportunity to see what politics was really like from the inside. I knew I didn't have party support for the Democrats or the Republicans. I knew it was an uphill battle, but I didn't care about that. I just wanted to understand the process from start to beginning. So I ran for Congress as an independent. I ended up switching and going for a Green Party. Now, I'm not what you would prototypically consider a Green, but I'm also not any other place. I don't have a political home that exists. I'm not green, I'm not yellow, libertarian, I'm not red, Republican, I'm not blue, Democrat, because I believe that all of them have something to offer, and I believe all of them are worthwhile political parties. However, I don't agree with their principles and the people that are pushing the agendas in each side of this party. Hence, I have been ostracized from political parties because there's no political home for me. until the Ford Party, until I reached out and I found some people that are associated with the Ford Party, and I became friends with them and I started listening to it more. The Ford Party is a very small party. It was started a few years ago by Andrew Yang and two other associates when he was running for president. Since then, it has taken shape and transformed. People now recognize the need to be more involved, and the need for more transparency, and the need for better solutions, like candidates in primaries, and having the ability for all of us to be able to vote on candidates in primaries, ranked choice voting, independent redistricting so that we're not gerrymandered, legislative vacancy reform, how we put people in positions of representation, and as well as prioritizing community issues. And I think that by the Ford Party coming onto the scene, we have an opportunity to really affect change at the local levels as a political party. Now, those of you who are diehard Democrats, you might see this as, well, you're just adding another third party and you're just going to dilute the vote. No, this is different. These are not just people who would disagree with the current party politics. These are people who believe now that the Democrat Party is no longer reformable. Just like many other people say, like they'll say, like, you know, you'll hear Bernie Sanders and you'll hear AOC, they're trying to take over the Democrat Party to reform it. But it's still full of people who are very far to the left, that, and also full of people who are donating lots of money to control the Democrat Party. The same things for the Republicans. You may be a Republican, but there's no way that you agree with everything that's happening in the way that the way that the country is currently being operated. And even if you do agree, you think, if you have any sense here of understanding of what's happening around you with all of the people are starting to really suffer by the hands of decisions that our leadership is making. All of the things that we need, reform in our government, transitions in servant leadership, transparency in our representation in our government, people who can communicate and talk to us without standing behind a big wall or behind a TV. We need more people who care about those in the community who are willing to step up. Our country is also, think about this for a second. The people who are governing and leading the DNC as well as the GOP, they are of our seniors. They are the seniors. They've seen a world come and go, and they're still reacting to an old world. Those of us who are millennial generation, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha, we are looking forward towards a country that is going to go through some problems. Gen Z feels no hope. Gen Alpha feels absolutely no hope. And all of the millennials that I know, because I'm 40, I turned 41 in a few days as a millennial. All the millennials that I know from the ages of 32, 33, all the way up to 41, feel that something is very wrong and want to get involved, but don't feel prepared, finding it hard not to go to their jobs, and are having challenges just dealing with everyday life. But those who are veterans, those who have been in leadership positions, those who have lost their jobs in government, those who have been entrepreneurs that are starting to struggle, all of these people from the millennial generation and many more, including all of the parents, really should take a hard look at the Ford Party and really should consider whether to be a Democrat or Republican. Now, I've been a registered independent for years now, okay? I don't believe that the two parties, and I never believed that the two parties from the time I was maybe 25 or 26, I haven't believed that they were going to be the solution for our country, because I believe that they are the problem of our country. They allow other people to divide and conquer us. They allow the play out in the media. They allow the infighting, when really we should be focused on taking care of our homeless, taking care of our children, figuring out financially accountable ways to educate ourselves and to have strong communities. And most importantly, we should take a hard look at the function of our government and how it functions. And that is exactly what the Ford Party is trying to do. So again, I contend with you, and I hope that you would take heed to my words. Check out the Ford Party at the link below. Check out the logo. You can see it there, but there's also many other logos floating around. And most importantly, if you are curious, come out to the event that we are having on March 29th. Here, let me bring that up real quick for you. We are having this event on March 29th. We want you to come out. We want you to ask questions. We want you to meet Janie. Janie will be there, Janie Monnier. She was just recently elected to the Board of Education in Frederick. We want you to come. All you have to do is RSVP here at the bottom. Okay, that's it. That's all we want you to do. So go to the site, check out this event. If you're curious about the Maryland Forward Party, this is your opportunity to check it out. If you can't find your way to the party, or you can't find your way to, if you don't make time for it, you can't make time for it. It's on the weekend. Shoot me a message. Ask me questions, and then I will make sure that either I get back to you immediately or somebody else will. It is very important that we fight and strive for a democracy and a world and a country and a state and a community that is worth fighting for and that we believe in and that we want to see succeed. There are homeless folks out here. There are children out here. There are people, everyday people struggling. There are people making upwards of $150,000 a year who are living paycheck to paycheck just because the cost of goods has gone up, and they are quite literally out here struggling even though they work every single day. I don't want this for our country. I don't want this for our people. And I particularly, I don't want to say we are to blame. I don't want us to look back and say we're to blame for doing nothing. So it's time to do something. Take a look at the Maryland Forward Party or the Forward Party in general. Get involved and let's make some changes. Stop with the marching. Stop with the calling to your congressman or your senator. They're not going to be able to do anything. The only thing you can do right now is get involved. So in another 4 years, we can have a totally new country, a totally new political party, totally new agenda, a totally new vision for a new American future. I hope you guys have a great day. And I'm sure we'll talk again soon. Peace be with you. Bye. And all that happy jive.